So for this video, I'm taking on the Flooded Camp on Master difficulty from the Isle of Madness story mode. There is no deck list in the video description. There's no deck code to provide because you get given the deck in this encounter. So we're going to go ahead and hit play and jump right in. The deck you're given is red, blue, and yellow. And it really only matters for the mulligan because you're not drawing from your deck for the rest of the encounter, except for like when they break runes, you might trigger prophecies, so that part's relevant. But during the mulligan, you're looking for early game cards, guards, and or board sweeps like Ice Storm are huge. So we're going to keep these two and send the improvised weapon back. And then the rest of the encounter is, instead of you drawing, you do a Mudcrab Merchant effect where you get shown two cards. You get to pick one and you give one to your opponent. The enemy, however, just plays Mudcrabs. We're fine with the smuggler here because Soul Tear does not much for them. The enemy is essentially getting a free 1/1 every turn, and then they just keep playing Mudcrabs all game long. And it's going to sound weird, but even though they're just playing all these weak creatures, you cannot outvalue the Mudcrab Merchant. You might be tempted to play this like a control game, make them run out of resources, but because of your own Catch of the Day support here, the enemy just never runs out of cards. They can actually trigger this, but I still think we take the giant. Let's do this because we want to try to trade here. But yeah, you're giving them a card every turn and they're drawing a card every turn. You're just never going to run it out. So really what you're trying to do is stall just enough and then generate tempo and race them. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but that is actually the best strategy in this particular encounter, at least in my opinion. So right now, oh, that's tough, but I think we go with the Archmage. Right now we are just trying to stall enough to start generating our own tempo. For example, if we can get Dawnstar Healer up and running and break in some runes, then that is a great path to victory for us. This priest helps a ton as well in that regard. So we were actually pretty happy until this thing came down, because we could have thrown a dagger on that and that still would have survived. So we're going to change things up a bit here. I think we're still going to go with the dagger, because again, we need to start trying to race them. But now we are going to shackle this. And that next turn opens up maybe healer plus smuggler, which will be a really relevant turn. We want to give them the stuff that they're going to spend all their magicka to play and not get a ton of value out of, so
we must keep moving.
Let's do this and play the healer.
Is not amused.
And then we're just going to go right in, gain some health. Could try slowing this down a bit. But we do also have Belligerent Giant off the ring this next turn if we want. Or we could wait and try to stall with this as well. They're going to trade all four of these in here. And I think we just push the damage. Okay. Because again, we're trying to race them. It is, again, also worth noting they can trigger this, so. Oh, they're going to Soul Tear. Okay. They Soul Tear an enraged Mudcrab to get really close to triggering this. This could be a real problem. I mean, we do have an answer. Thankfully. We will be using this before this goes off. We want the Apostle in this scenario. We're going to go ahead and do this.
My claws greet your throat.
Get them as low as we can while gaining as much health as we can. Play the giant so that we can not deal with a big 8/8. And then now at 27 with the board the way that it is, most of our board should survive. And when I say most of our board, I mean none of it. Our giant should survive, and then we should be able to win the encounter. Now, if they have an answer for the giant, then we lose. But again, they should just have Mudcrabs. Like, we know all the cards we've given them, so... Even if they had a guard or something, Apostle and Giant, plus the breakthrough's likely enough, but they're just playing Mudcrabs. And that's it. So, sure. That is the encounter. As I said, I think that the key is to only slow them down until you can reverse tempo and then race them. And if you try to outvalue them, drag the game out, you just simply can't. They're getting a free creature every turn. They're getting a free draw off of you every turn. Plus, again, they might be just Mudcrabs, but they're getting a card every turn. You cannot out-resource them. You have to do the best you can. Again, I know that there is some randomness with what you're going to be shown, but you have to do the best you can with what you're shown to say, what lets me either slow them down enough or help get me out ahead so that I can win this tempo race and beat the encounter. And that's it. So if you've been struggling with this one, hopefully this helps you. Again, this is the way that I attacked this problem. I just said, hey, there's no way I can outvalue them, so we got to figure out a way to race them. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands.